Welcome back, everyone, to the No Business Soccer Podcast. I'm your host, Snooze, here with my boy Hype Man Vic. We got Danny P in the back on the ones and twos. J-Fam Brainiac is hanging out with us as well. And man, it has been a great weekend so far. I know I just saw this man the other day, but Vic, how you doing?
Doing good. Today is Sunday, so United States plays for the first time in Copa America. And that being the case, I got my USA shirt on, and we are drinking Michter's American whiskey. We're red, white, and blue all day today, baby.
I could have swore you said Victor's, and I was going to say that's not true. You don't. There's no Victor's whiskey. Okay,
that'd be awesome. Not
what
yet.
is that? Is Michter's isn't a name anyway.
It is.
Look, we can talk about this all day. We know I don't know anything about whiskeys, but one thing that I did have fun watching and I do know a little bit about is soccer. So let's move right along to Matchday 2 wrap around. We're going to discuss all the matches, what happened, and the implications of those matches going forward into Matchday 3. Personally, I love Matchday 2 the best because Matchday 3, it's kind of sad. You know who's getting knocked out already. Teams have already, they've already won the groups and they're kind of sitting back. So Matchday 2, anything's on the table. It's a lot of fun. And these matches were a lot of fun. So with that said, let's get started with Germany and Hungary. They threw down in Stuttgart. And unfortunately, Hungary, they didn't stand a chance. Germany ended up dominating this one. They got their first goal through some physical play, chaotic bouncing around.
Penalty.
Gundogan, it was not a penalty. Gundogan just bodied up. Threw that MFer on the ground, laid that
put
guy
his shoulder
out.
On the number in his back. That's a penalty. I'm sorry, I'm defensive minded, so just explaining.
So you're saying it was a foul on Gundogan,
yes, foul.
And it shouldn't have been a goal.
100%. Sorry, yeah, not penalty means you're taking a kick, right? My bad.
Yes,
I'm still getting used to that, guys. Foul.
No, it's okay.
100%.
They know what you're saying. Don't be a hater. You know my boy. Okay, so he's saying it should have been a foul. They should have not gotten the goal. But if you watch it, Gundogan, he was a man, and there was a child next to him. Not literally, but he threw that guy on the ground. And then he sets up Musiala for his second goal. And I think to this day, Musiala and a couple of other guys we'll talk about later are all tied up for the Golden Boot with 2 goals apiece. So, yeah, that's great. Not doing too good on those. I think who's winning right now, the Golden Boot? Isn't it the own goal? Is
own
that
goal.
who's
own
winning?
Goal getting a huge contract after this.
Hell yeah, 6 of them I think there is. Either way, moving right along. Really, Szoboszlai, he's getting close. He's providing great balls into the box through his free kicks, crosses, everything. But man, as soon as the other players, it's their turn to shine, they can't do anything for him. Vic, you want to talk about your guy here?
Yeah. So I was gonna say along the same lines. I tuned into this game because I wanted to watch Szoboszlai, and man, he's working out there. But without more firepower on this team, it's gonna be hard for them to do anything. So I was watching Szoboszlai. I'm a red till I die, Liverpool. So it just kind of sucks seeing him out there, not getting the help he needs.
Yeah, they got dominated in this one. I mean, we can wrap it up pretty much by saying that. Hungary, it was fun seeing them. It was cool seeing Szoboszlai finally getting a chance. But when you get when Germany has 70% possession on you, you're probably not going to do well. And they end up losing. Germany wins 2-0. And that brings us to the next game between Scotland and Switzerland. They threw down in Cologne, and we had a 1-1 draw. Scotland really needed to start off fast because we all know how it happened, or what happened to them against Germany. And in the 12th minute, they get a goal from McTominay. And at that point, you're kind of thinking, man, they might do this thing. They picked themselves off the canvas and they're ready to start making a run. But unfortunately, that was not to be. If you know the guy, Xherdan Shaqiri, nobody really. I saw a tweet. They were saying like nobody knows who he plays for in the regular season. Nobody really sees any of his highlights throughout the year until there's a big tournament. And then he comes in and just scores worlds and he looks like a freaking phenom.
Amazing.
And did you see the goal? It was amazing.
Yeah,
golly. It was a lazy pass back from the defense. He picks it up outside the box, one touch right through the net, or right through the keeper's hands, through in the top of the corner. I mean, you watch goals like this, and this is stuff that they put on the commercials, like when they're trying to show you like why you should watch it. This was one, and he has one every tournament. It's crazy. Xherdan Shaqiri might be his last tournament. We don't know, but great goal. But in the second half, they both wasted a lot of chances. I highlighted that Kieran Tierney went off with an injury. Doesn't look too good for that back line for Scotland. But ultimately, it ends 1-1, and they split the points. Miss anything there, Vic?
No, I'll go on there. That was a pretty straightforward match on that one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it doesn't look too good for Hungary going out of this group, because we have Germany. They've already gone through to round of 16. Switzerland, they really only need a draw to get through comfortably. But next, I think what we have Switzerland versus Germany, so they need to draw against Germany. We don't know how that's going to play out, right? Did Germany sit back because they already know they're through, or do they try to put their foot on the throat of Switzerland and say we're the ones that are coming out on top here? It's still to be seen. If Switzerland had this group mixed where they were playing Hungary or Scotland next, I can see it being a little bit better of their odds for getting more out of this group. But the fact that they had to play Germany last is probably not too good. Now, Scotland, with that draw, I think going into the tournament, they probably saw themselves getting a point from Switzerland at best, but did not get anything from Germany. It sucks that it happened how it did, where they got blasted. I think it was 4-1, 5-1, something like that for Germany. So yeah, that's not fun, but the point totals look probably like what they were thinking about coming into the tournament anyway. The only issue is if they're going to get out of the group into third place, they have a -4 goal differential. So they're going to need to do some damage. And they're playing Hungary next. So if they're going to get out of the group, they need to do not only win, but then also score a lot of goals. And Hungary, it was fun, but they're going home. I think that wraps it up here. Anything you want to say on this one?
Not much on that one. I'll see. We'll see in 4 years. See if Dom can do a little bit better, get some work.
See if we can get better. I can't remember how old he is. He'll probably be like mid 20s at that point.
Yeah, he's
maybe early 30s. To be young again. Okay, well, let's move along to Group B. We have starting off with Croatia versus Albania. They played in Hamburg, and this was another match where Albania scores super early. It's just like their thing apparently in this tournament. But really, after the first half, so the first half was all Albania. They were all over Croatia. It really looked like me and my Croatian people, we were just seeing the end of an era. There was like the golden era of the Croatian team was just crumbling before our eyes. But if you look at the whole game, it doesn't look like that was the case. But the first half really did. It looked really bad for Croatia. They get their first goal in the 73rd minute, and yeah, it was Kramarić's birthday, by the way, birthday boy goal. Can you imagine that, Vic?
Nice.
Getting scoring a goal in the Euros for your birthday. That's pretty awesome. So they get that first goal, and then they start attacking, and the pressure from the Croatian team actually forces an own goal, and they go up 2-1. And at that point, everything's right in the world. We're thinking, okay, Croatia, they're back. It's not the end of the golden era. We're going to be awesome. We're going to go into the next round. But Mr. Klaus Gazula, you know how to say that, Victor? Gazula? No. Yeah, it's hard. Y'all try to say these names. But man, if you're watching this game, you're thinking that everything's going to be how it's supposed to be. Croatia winning 2-1. But Klaus said, F that. And he comes through, gets a late equalizer, and they end up splitting the points, and they just crush the hearts of the Croatians. Me and my Croatian family, very sad about this one. Yeah, man, the difference between 3 points and 1 point for Croatia in this tournament would have meant a lot. Vic, go ahead. What am I missing here?
That was the last touch of the game too, right? Wasn't that header? Was it a header?
I think so. Game? It was 90 plus 5 is what we have here. So it was one. If it wasn't the last touch, it was definitely one of the last ones.
Yeah, this is the game that even my boss knows because we were watching it at work and we were just like going crazy. This was an exciting game the whole time. When Croatia scored their second, I was like standing up. I think I was in a meeting, but I was like standing up, like I couldn't talk, right? So, and she's like looking at
your
me.
Meetings.
Like, do it. Yeah, my meeting.
We need to normalize. We need to normalize watching Euros. They're during work hours. It's the summer. like it's fine. We can
Mhm.
be okay watching these games. It needs to be normalized here.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately though, it did end in a draw 2-2. So not looking good for Croatia, but really it's mainly because we need to see how the rest of the group shakes out. Remember, this is the group of death we're talking about here. So moving along to the next game in Group B, we had Spain versus Italy, which was supposed to be the game of this match day. And unfortunately, it just didn't play out that way. We'll say that a lot about these games, but Spain ends up winning this 1-0, and it was actually through an own goal. Really, Spain dominated this game, and there's not really too much to show for it other than that own goal. But it was a little bit more of the same, Vic. We were talking about this last time, how Italy, they kind of clammed up. They're a very defensive team as far
Yeah.
as defensively minded. And so whenever Spain went up on that own goal, you kind of felt like, okay, Italy, it's time to turn the jets, right? Turn on the jets and get after it. And they just never did that. Did you see that as well?
Yeah, I see that. There was actually like you could tell both teams wanted to win, but they almost looked like they just were playing not to lose instead. Even though
Yeah.
even Spain went up, it was kind of weird watching, and especially with like Italy, Spain. Those are everybody knows those teams. Those are big teams. It was kind of weird to watch. And so was match day one for them, except not Spain, but for Italy. But who knows? Match day three might be a little bit better. We'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah, it that's a good point. The teams, once Spain got up, you felt like they were going to be the ones to score the next goal if there was going to be one. But what happened is they ended up subbing Nico Williams and Yamal, and after that, the creativity just went out the door. It's really weird that they're actually so reliant on these guys who like their combined age is 30 or something, but like they really did rely on them a lot to be creative. And yeah, once they went off, it kind of gave Italy a chance to come back in this game. But yeah, Italy wasn't trying to win it either, which was just crazy to watch. I think it's more or less Italy knows that they're probably going to get out either as the second or as the one of the best third place teams. So they were kind of just waiting it out, trying to not ruin that goal differential or anything like that.
I don't know. It had to be something. They didn't look right out there. So
No, we need to talk to your Italian friend. We need to bring him on and ask him what's going on, man.
bring on. And the off chance, Christian, if you're watching this, need a full explanation Monday morning. We'll see.
Hey, Italians, I can't remember if what their quirk was in the country, but like they need some espresso or something. They need something going on, some affogato or something like that.
Yeah.
Gelato. Man, they just look kind of stale right now. But again, maybe they're going to turn it on in the round of 16. We'll find out. They need to get there first. And so speaking of that, going into match day 3, Spain's already comfortably through to the round of 16. Italy, they really only need a draw against Croatia to go comfortably through. But I think we could both agree, all of us could agree, that for their confidence, they just need a good showing. If they can get a draw, but it's 2-2, 3-3, something like that, or hopefully they can get a win. But either way, they only really need a draw, but they needed to convince everyone and themselves that they're actually going to be a player in this tournament. And Croatia, my Croatian people, we're in trouble. We need to beat Italy, and that's just to have a chance to go through in the third place spot. And if you beat them, you need to make sure that your goal differential is better, because Spain kind of put a whooping on us. So Croatia in trouble, need that win. And Albania, they would need to beat Spain to have a chance, but I think we could probably say they're gone. What do you think, Vic?
Yeah, and for the same reason, match day 3 is hard, because you know who's not going to be in it. It's also really great because you don't know. Like, I'm be watching these games looking for an upset. If there are any upsets this day, anybody could be going on to the next round. So it's going to be exciting to watch, and I'll definitely be tuned in, even though it's going to be during work again. So sorry, manager.
Yeah, these are going to be a little bit. These are, like I was saying earlier, match day 2 is kind of my favorite because everybody's in it. Match day 3, if an upset happens in these games, then it means a lot. So yeah, it's going to be hard to kind of keep quiet, but just have a meeting going on during this time.
Yeah.
Meeting. Okay, let's move right along to Group C. We have Slovenia versus Serbia. And this one was a fun one. This one was open, fast paced, back and forth. Both teams were kind of giving it to each other. We got to see some of the potential that we talked about with Sesko, but no goals came from it, unfortunately. Surprisingly, it really looked like on paper Serbia would be the more dominant team. They're definitely the more talented team, but Slovenia didn't care. They just didn't show them the respect that they thought that, or that everybody thought would have to be given, right? They would sit back and kind of be a little bit more defensive. Nope, not at all. And then our guy Konarczyk, we'll call him Carnage because it's just that's what he created on this goal. He got the ball in his own half. He takes it up the pitch, dishes it out to the wing, and he continues his run until he's the one that gets the cross and scores. He created the whole thing. If you get a chance, watch the highlights for Slovenia's first goal in the 69th minute, or their only goal in the 69th minute. This guy, I mean, he must have run 100 yards, like sprinting. What?
And
Go ahead.
We were talking during this, and I was like, did they just think he went to the bench or something? Because he was all by himself. Like, what? They think he went to go take a break? It was pretty weird because he was wide open for that. So
yeah, it was kind of
so.
It was kind of, it's like you want to see some defenders getting forward, not too much, right? But you want to see some forward pressure from those defenders. But for him, he didn't just, create that whole thing. He capped it off with the goal. So really cool to see. Go watch it. And it also, it really looked like Slovenia was about to punch their ticket into the round of 16. And I think this one was legitimately the last touch, as in, I'm talking goalkeeper came up, that type of stuff. It was Serbia's very last kick of the ball. They had a corner, and they get a header. They split the points. Slovenia goes from going into the round of 16 to maybe not even getting out of the group now. I mean, that goal in 90+5, that changed everything. It was pandemonium. Munich, they had that place going crazy. The Serbs, they're obviously have a lifeline now, which would have not been there if it wasn't for that last kick. And those are the ones you go crazy for.
Yeah, this was the one I was thinking about. It wasn't Albania. It was Serbia for the last touch of the game. That's what it was. And that was a crazy game too. That was a fun game to watch. And they were flying up and down the field, both of them. It was good. It was fun game to watch.
Yeah, it's always
mind if they played more. Again. That'd be great.
Exactly. It's like these games where you look at the schedule and you're like Slovenia versus Serbia, just like, was it Turkey and Georgia last match day?
Yeah.
You're kind of like, okay, whatever, But yeah, this is why you watch the Euros, because you have games like this. It was awesome to see, exciting stuff, and it definitely makes for some havoc going into this last round. And moving into the next games of this group, we have England versus Denmark. And they threw down in Frankfurt. England, just like in their first match, started off on fire. Harry Kane scores. But after that, it was pretty much even and nothing happened. Denmark gets their equalizer from a ridiculous distance. It was like 40, maybe 45 yards out. I mean, it was crazy. Ricochets off the post, past Pickford. But unfortunately, that was really it for both teams. There was not a whole lot in this match other than that. Listening to a lot of the British podcasts and things like that, they're not happy. They're thinking Southgate has got this team a little stale. They're not playing as a team. I will say, we talked about Foden last time, how he needed to kind of come alive more, and he did. He showed up in this one, but then nobody else did. Bellingham was just marked out of the game. He didn't do anything. And so, yeah, anything you have on this English team that you want to call out, Victor?
Not much. I think they're underperforming. One of my friends, where we were watching it at work, and he's gotten the last 2 Euros, right? He said Portugal in 2016 and 2020. He said Italy, and he chose Germany this year, and he's just like, every time England's on, he's just talking crap about them. So, and it's hard for me to defend him because, like, I want TAA is on there. Like, I'm going for England. I thought they would win this whole thing, and but yeah, every time we watch them play, it's hard for me to defend them because they're not looking like England. They're not looking like top form like they should be.
No, and all those attacking players, and there's not a lot to show for it.
Yeah. But I mean, what can you say? They're still top of their group. Like they're still
Yeah.
they're probably going to go through. So I don't know. They're not showing me the best stuff here in their group C or their group stage, but no, if they make it over to some bad things would have to happen if they don't. But if they don't make, or if they make it over to the round of 16, we'll see how they really do. And hopefully they put all their best feet forward.
Yeah, let's say that's actually the key here. Southgate, he's saving everything for the round of 16. He doesn't want to show his cards yet. That's why they're kind of stuck in first gear. And I just want to call out because nobody picked Italy for the last Euros. There's no way, unless it was your Italian friend.
I didn't believe
unless it was your Italian friend.
I didn't know him back then, so I can't confirm or deny that, but that's what he said. So
all right. Well, we'll have to get those slips if you put money on them.
Yeah.
But either way, going into match day 3, England realistically just need a draw against Slovenia. Pretty straightforward to guarantee finishing first in the group. Denmark, they're actually level with Slovenia, and when I say level, they're exactly level. Same goals for, goals against, everything. But to go through, they just really need to be thinking 3 points against the Serbs. Serbia is kind of underwhelmed this tournament. So Denmark, if they're going to go through, they need to go ahead and get them 3 points. Slovenia, which is crazy that they're in this spot, but they just need to essentially do better than Denmark against England. So if Denmark draw, they need to beat England, right? Again, this is Slovenia versus England. So we would typically not even say they have a chance. But the way that England have been playing, if they don't turn it on, it could be bad times for them. And the Serbs, they got to aim to beat Denmark, but it doesn't look like they're really going to have a chance to get out of this group. But that's going to go down Tuesday, June 25th at 2 p.m. for these matches. And we can't wait to see it. We're expecting England to go through top of the group, but we shall find out. Okay, moving on to Group D. We have Poland and Austria. Poland 1, Austria 3. Austria, they started off really, really fast in this one. Daniel's favorite player, we don't even know his name, but he had a beautiful bald head. He gets a cross into the box, heads it home, and they're up. I think it was in the 9th minute. And from there, they kind of took control of that game and never really gave it back. I think we're here. Piatek, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Piatek leveled it up for Poland in 30 minutes at the 30-minute mark. And so, of course, they got a goal. But when you're watching this game play out, Austria was really in control of the game the whole time. They get the go-ahead goal from Baumgartner, and then Szczesny, he takes down Sabitzer in the box, and Arnautovic blasts the penalty home. It's 3-1. And Austria, pretty straightforward there. In this one, Lewandowski did actually come on, but as we kind of talked about in the breakdown of the group, we didn't really expect Poland to be all that good. They showed some life in their first match, but this one, they didn't really have a lot going for them there. Not too much more to talk about here. Vic, anything I missed on this one?
No, the only call I had was Lewandowski came on. That's about it. But these are the two teams that lost first match day, so they were behind. And they're just trying to keep up with France and the Netherlands. And France and the Netherlands actually give us our first 0-0 draw. Ain't that right, Adam?
Who would have thought? Would have thought? Our first 0-0 of the competition is France and Netherlands, both teams that have so much attacking power, so much talent. I guess they just canceled out. Now, we do have to call out, though, Mbappe didn't play, so he had the broken nose from the last time. And this time out, it was really just the French relying on Griezmann to do way too much. It was really weird because Rabiot, he would get the ball, he would have it in great position to shoot, and he just never would. He would always look to dish it back. It's like he has zero confidence right now. For a guy that's been playing at the highest levels for Juventus and for PSG. And when I say playing at the highest levels, I'm not saying his level has been the highest. I'm just saying he's playing at the highest levels of football. He should be, this guy shouldn't be passing it, 8 yards from the goal. Like, he needs to be shooting. It's just like he doesn't want to put that pressure on himself. So he's trying to dish it out so he doesn't have to worry about it, like take the blame. But I'm going to say he has to take some of the blame because he should be shooting those, and hopefully, anything can happen, right? So,
yeah, who does he think he is? You think he's Ronaldo? Trying to share the
yeah,
ball so much?
exactly.
I don't know if y'all watch that, but Ronaldo, everybody's giving him grief because, not grief, but they're like praising him because he actually passed the ball for once.
He did, and in a position where you wouldn't think that Ronaldo would.
Yeah.
So, but the biggest storyline here is the controversial goal that was disallowed for the Netherlands. Xavi Simons, he, what's the best way to describe it, Vic?
He wasn't going to be there, right? Like, just I can't think of the word right now.
Yeah, right. It's hard to say. So they shoot from a good distance out. I don't know if it was outside the box, but it's definitely a good distance away from the keeper. But the keeper was impeded by an offside Netherlands, a Dutch player, and so they disallowed the goal because they were saying that if the defender wasn't there, he would have had a chance to block it. Which technically that is the rule. There's a player that's offside inside the line of sight of the ball for the keeper, but when you watch it in real time, Siemens hits it perfectly into the opposite corner of where the keeper's at. So I didn't think there was really a chance that he would be getting there, even if there wasn't the guy there. But it's just hard to say. You can't say like because he was there, right? The Netherlands coach Ronald Koeman, he's pretty upset. Most of the players are. They think there's a lot of collusion for France being one of the favorites of the tournament, but it just didn't look that way. I mean, it sucks that it happens, but we all know, like if this would have happened to France the other way around, the Netherlands, the Dutch players would have thought the same thing, right? They'd be fighting for it being an offside. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but by the letter of the law, it was definitely it should have been disallowed, and it was. And then that's how we get our first 0-0 draw of the tournament. Anything that I'm missing here, Vic?
No, this one was pretty straightforward. I do want to say that this is like the most like similar flags. They just took one flag and just turned it over one. I just thought,
yeah, same thing with the Poland Austria flags. Like they just made they put an extra white line. Yeah,
seeing that was funny watching that throughout the game.
It's just flip it this way. It's fine.
It's 90 degrees.
Yeah, that is weird because the Netherlands they're known for being orange, but there's no orange in their flag. I saw something about this. There's like an article. I didn't end up reading it, but they were talking about how the Netherlands always wear orange, but there's no orange in their flag. So maybe someone in the comments can tell us why. But yeah, pretty funny. Either way, going into Matchday 3, Group D, Netherlands is actually topping the group right now, leading goals for. But they realistically, they need to beat Austria, which is the way Austria has been playing is not a straightforward task to top the group. And France are playing Poland, and Poland's already been eliminated. So I think for the way that France is playing, they need to win big, because if I can see Poland coming out and trying to get something from this tournament, but they're already done. So I'm sure players are looking forward to the club seasons. They're trying to not get injured at this point. There's nothing to play for them. So France really need to have a good showing here. I don't even know. I think Mbappe could be back, but I don't see if it's going to be something like a boat race. They're just kind of destroying Poland from the get-go. I don't think they really need him. So he's going to have some time to heal. His nose isn't going to freaking heal by the time round of 16 comes around, but at least, he can get some rest in, not having to play this match. So we also have off. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say France do need to put a good foot forward, because if they somehow lose, it's going to be a huge upset, right? But if the Netherlands and Australia tie, and I think Austria, if they have a better goal differential than France, that puts France in the third spot. So there's a lot to play for there. They got to actually, work for this. They can't just take a day off because it's Poland. And if Poland pulls up that upset, it's going to be enormous. Oh my God. So I don't really see, that would be insane if it happens. There's no way.
I mean, I guess there is a way, but there's no way that I could even fathom that happening. In my mind, I'm just assuming that France is going to get the win. But you're right; it's the Euros; anything can happen. Especially if Poland, because they're already going home, if they're not giving up on it and they want to just kind of throw a wrench in this whole tournament, they're going to try to go out there and beat France. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be
Incredible.
insane.
Yeah.
Don't see that happening, but right, that's why they play the games. That's why they play the games.
Nope.
Okay, well, let's go right into Group E. Group E, we had Belgium versus Romania. Belgium ends up winning this 2-0. They get started early with a goal in the second minute by Yuri Tillemans. And right away, it was kind of more of the same that we saw in the first half of the first game for Belgium. Jeremy Doku was a big problem. Every time he got the ball, he was just driving forward, creating havoc. And he ended up he didn't assist. That was Lukaku who assisted, but he was the one who kind of created that whole move to start Tielemans scoring. And from there, we all wondered how that Romanian defense would look against Belgium, because last game Lukaku was kind of all over the place. He wasn't getting any goals, but he was kind of creating all of these opportunities, even though some of them were offside, or a handball, if you will. But either way, it was going to be a good test for that Romanian defense, especially with my boy Dragusin there. But unfortunately, that there was nothing to be said for that defense on the Romania side. Belgium dominated this whole game. There wasn't anything really that Romania. There's never a moment where you felt like Romania was going to get a point from this game. And then once KDB got his first goal of the tournament in the 80th minute, they never looked back. Belgium dominated from there. And it turns out that Romania's defense wasn't as good as we were thinking, and that's sad. Anything I missed here?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to ask, do you know who the Euro leader for shots on goal is? Remember Luka?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he thinks that if he can eventually just shoot through the goalie and just I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. Yeah, because he's been doing that since the World Cup in Qatar.
And I put a note here. He hit the keeper multiple times, and he also had one disallowed. So he's got to be just thinking the world he's cursed or something.
I don't know.
We'll have to take shots if he ends up scoring in this tournament, because right now he's doing everything but scoring. Oh, that sucks for Lukaku. But it doesn't suck for the group, because this group is one of the most exciting ones going into Matchday 3, and it's that way because Slovakia and Ukraine, they played in Dusseldorf. Ukraine coming away with a 2-1 win, and in this game, Slovakia, they end up scoring first. With I don't know if we know who's the top scorer in the tournament right now, but his name is Ivan Šranc for Slovakia. 2 goals, but it's been a weird tournament. But he is one of the lead scorers right now, and he does it again. 17th minute, Slovakia is up, and we're thinking, okay, Ukraine has some issues. They're definitely not who we thought they would be, but they turned it around in the second half. They get 2 goals to win the game, and all is right with Ukraine. This one actually, again, I'm a Jersey guy. So when you're seeing, not a jersey as in from New Jersey, that's not what I mean. I mean a kit guy. And Ukraine with their yellow, and Slovakia with the blues. It's just a cool mixture on the pitch. But
it kind of looked like a FIFA game. It looks like that out there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see this, especially when you see the crowd kind of split with those same colors. But the second goal, the thing I'll call out is the second goal for Ukraine was ridiculous. Our guy Roman Yaremchuk. Sorry, I'm real bad. I'll have to get better at these. Either way, our boy Roman, he brings the ball down. It's a perfect pass over his shoulder. He touches it and then puts it through. It was like a slow rolling ball, like you slowly watched it cross the line, but he knew exactly what he was doing, and the defense had no idea because there was nothing to be found. The ball goes through. They win that game 2-1. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Go watch it. It's awesome. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we will try to put it on there. We got copyright strike last time. So hopefully our man in the back can put on maybe some steals or something, but it's a pretty good goal. So definitely go watch.
Yeah,
If you don't see it on the screen right here, if you don't see it,
if you don't see it,
yeah,
you'll need to see it either way. It's
yeah.
awesome. It's why we watch these games. Awesome to see. And the reason why all of this stuff matters in this group, the Ukraine winning against Slovakia and Belgium finally getting that win, is because now going into match day 3, all teams are 1-1 in this group, which means that they all have 3 points. And the last match day, we have Slovakia versus Romania, Ukraine versus Belgium, and we don't know what the hell's going to happen, Vic.
And if you're American, you will know this phrase: "Win and you're in." So we're gonna be watching it for that day, and I'll be watching. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I wanted to call this out too. I was trying to find the article. I read about it somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But Daniel will be happy to know that the Ukrainian team, they're very much rallying around Mudric's cat. Apparently, he had shin pads custom made with his cat's face,
Ooh.
and since he put those on for this game, they've won and they've looked pretty good. So yeah.
Now I know what I'm getting Daniel for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I don't know how he did them, but yes, Marv, and you know what? He might go pro after putting Marv's face on his shin pads. We don't know.
No.
Could happen. So, yeah, that's the type of stuff. That's the type of information you just don't get from other podcasts, guys. So make sure you're tuning in to us. Going into Group F, the final group, we have Georgia and the Czech Republic, Czechia, if you will. They played in Hamburg, and I do have to call out our boy Mikatse. We said it last time, and we're saying his name again. He gets the scoring started, blasting home a penalty just before halftime. And then after halftime, there's not a whole lot to discuss other than Schick. He brings a ball down from his chest and it just goes into the net. That's the best way to describe it. It was very sloppy. Balls ping-ponging everywhere, but he gets it over and it ends up being a 1-1 draw. Pretty evenly contested match. Not a whole lot to write home about on either team, really. Ultimately, they split the points, and that seems about right. Vic, am I doing this some injustice, or is there anything else that I missed?
No, that's basically it. They're the two teams that lost in match day 1. So basically, you're waiting for them to play to see who has a chance in match day 2, or has a chance of going around to 16 in match day 2, and then they draw. So then after that, you're like, wow, okay, well,
all right.
Match wasn't too eventful either, but hopefully match day 3 will turn that around and see if they can. One of them can squeeze in above Turkey.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting part. We'll talk about Turkey here in a second, but if I think the Czech Republic really needed to win here, because if they're trying to get in as that one of the best third place teams or in that second spot above Turkey, this was going to be their opportunity to do it with Turkey playing Portugal. And we'll just run into that game right now. Turkey lost to Portugal 3-0 in Dortmund. And really total domination here. Portugal looked like the stronger side. They had control of the game early and often. The second goal was an own goal, and it was just dumb. Like the Turkey defender didn't look where he was. He didn't look at the keeper, and he passes it back, and it just passes it directly into his own net. And it's one of the bloopers. You'll definitely be seeing it on the not top 10 if there is one still going on. I don't know. But that kind of set the tone because they were up. Portugal was up 2-0 at that point early in the first half, and then from there they just never gave it back. They had possession most of the time, driving, attacking, and Turkey just looked outmatched. Honestly, second half all Portugal, and I really felt like they could have put 4 or 5 past them towards the end of the second half, but they ended up just coming through with the twins. Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes scoring. Fernandes. If you see these guys, they came from the same parents. Like they might be twins.
Yeah,
they look so similar.
They might have slotted home a few more if they didn't have pitch invaders going in there every 8 minutes.
Oh God,
there were so many of them going. But the all-star was that little kid that went and got a picture with Ronaldo, and then
Oh
Like, as
yeah.
soon as he was done getting that picture, the security's coming for him. Ronaldo was like, "Go, go, go!" And he ran
Go on, go on, go
It
on.
was awesome. Yeah, that was a great moment. So obviously, don't run onto the pitch. Stop doing that. But that was awesome.
No, it's annoying, but kids are cute, I guess. Yeah, there was also before the game. You know, they call them mascots, but the kids that come out walk out with the players. There was this little girl who walked out, and she was standing. I think it was with Pepe. I can't remember who it was, but she was standing in front of him, and Ronaldo was like right next to her, and she was like looking up, like, and then just kind of like freaking out. She was like,
Yeah.
just couldn't believe that Ronaldo was a real person, that he was a real human being. And so she kind of touched him. Like it's hilarious. It's so cute. After they do the national anthems, he reached, he gave her a hug and she ran off and she was all like excited talking to her little friends. Super cute. And that's how you do it. Don't run on the pitch to do it. Just become a mascot, figure it out. But either way, going into match day 3 for this group, Portugal, they are going through to the round of 16 already, 2 wins from 2 games. Turkey, they need a result from this Czech game. It's Turkey versus Czech Republic next, Georgia versus Portugal, and really for Turkey and for Czech, they need to win. Both teams are playing each other, win and they're in, and both teams aren't really in the best position to be one of the best third place teams. So they both need a result, and they need to kind of show that they're going to be the dominant force because. The loser essentially will probably be going home. And Georgia would need to beat Portugal, but I think we can say that's probably not going to happen. But kind of like Poland, even though Poland are actually gone already, Georgia are not. They could, if Georgia beats Portugal, they could be going on to the next round, but that would be absolutely ridiculous as well.
Yeah, that Czechia and Turkey game, winning they're in, but that's, if Portugal takes care of business. And they probably will, but if something bad happens and Georgia ends up taking home or Portugal rest everybody, then that's really going to mix things up. But, it's going to be a long shot. We'll be watching that Czechia and Turkey game.
Turkey, yeah. Georgia is trying to do it for the ATL.
Yeah.
Hold it down. That would be crazy. It would probably be one of the biggest upsets outside of Poland versus France. But either way, it seems like it's going to be straightforward, but you never know in these games. But as we just discussed, there's a whole lot going into match day 3 to look forward to. It's actually pretty sad because we're past the point where there's 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 2 o'clock games. There's only going to be I think a couple of games at 11 and 2 now. And then once we get in the round of 16, you're looking at maybe, I think once or twice a day, there's matches. The tournament, obviously you want to see the knockout rounds. That's like where the fun is, right? The teams that are the best are playing the best, but there's just something about waking up and all the unknowns and the 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, just day after day through a work day. God, it's the best. And it's kind of sad. How do you feel about it, Vic?
The same. It's been good. We were spoiled for the past couple of days. We had an 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 or 2 p.m., and then Copa America started. It was like
5 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
So it's been great. Today and tomorrow, I think we only have the 2 p.m. games for the Euros. There's some more Copa America in the evening, but today and tomorrow only 2 p.m. and then coming Tuesday, I think it's at 11 and 2. So. Those would be the last big group of games, and then we'll go on.
And just to kind of put a bow on this, I don't think I have a match that beats the Turkey-Georgia match for me. I think it was, what do we say, the Slovenia-Serbia one, where it's the very last kick of the very last cross touch of the ball. But it didn't beat the Turkey-Georgia one for me. And the goal of the tournament is still Arda Güler's goal from the first game. So yeah, I'm not changing my stance on those. Vic, are you changing yours?
No, it's still Arda Güler. There was Denmark's goal that was pretty close to it, but I still like Arda Güler's goal.
Oh yeah. I mean, damn near the midfield line.
Yeah, exactly. But no, everyone for me otherwise.
Well, I think that's about it for match day 2. Looking forward to match day 3. Sad that the tournament's already getting down to the nitty gritty, but we are happy to be here. We're happy to be talking about these Euros. And Vic, go ahead and take us home, buddy.
All right. Again, just want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, comment down below if you have anything to say. I don't think we have any comments yet, and I think there's 2 people,
We
right?
need one.
Yeah, yeah. There's 2 people I think that are watching a lot of our content. So if you're one of them, just say hi to us. We'll say hi to you guys too. So be good to talk to you guys in the comments, and just tell us what you guys think about Matchday 3. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think there's going to be an upset? We'd love to hear from you guys. Again, hope you guys are, if you are in America, you are watching the USA game, I will still be drinking this Michter's American whiskey. So we'll be watching together in spirit. And until next time, you guys, we will recap Match Day 3, and we will talk to you guys then. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.